Hey y'all, I'm back and this video is about filtration. As you can see, we're in a different setting this time around. I'm actually in my fish room. I just got the room fixed and cleaned back up, so that's why we're in here this time. It's called the fish room, even though the only fish in here are the tetras, and mostly because I haven't got any more fish in here yet. It's coming. I hope to be getting a ranchu very soon. Super excited about that. Maybe in the next month and a half, I should have some ranchu. I just set up a double stand for 40-gallon breeders. Petco is having their $1 per gallon sale July 8th, 2017. That's when it starts, and hopefully I will be able to get my tanks then. That's the best deal around. So if you haven't checked them out, you should, because aquariums are expensive, and anytime you can get them on sale, that's a big plus, especially for this hobby. But anyway, onto filters. I was asked a couple times if how much filtration do I need for this aquarium, and how many gallons per hour is sufficient. And so I decided I was going to do a video instead of repeating myself 100,000 times. For me, with my 60-gallon, it has 2 Aqua Clears 70s on it, and one of those circulates 300 gallons per hour, so both of them together circulate 600 gallons per hour. That would be 10 times the amount of the water in the aquarium, and that's what I like to go by. So 60-gallon aquarium, 600 gallons per hour. The aquarium is super clean. I never have any trouble with like cloudiness or anything like that. I also love the Aqua Clears because you can control the output. So if you're, if you notice your fish are getting like blown around, then you probably have too much filtration. That can agitate the fish and stress them out. So with these, you can control that. With butterflies, especially with their tail, they can get pushed around pretty easily. Thankfully, I've been keeping that aquarium on the high setting because it's cycling, and I want to make sure all the water gets through that filter and gets all that good bacteria in it as many times as I can per hour, just to move along the cycling process. And that's worked very well for me. Fortunately, the butterflies haven't had any trouble with it. I think they've got pretty used to it. When I first got them, I had it on a low setting, just so I didn't stress them out too much. I gradually increased it, and they've had no trouble. So I guess it depends on your fish, really, if you can knock it up to high or keep it on low intensity. The first thing about filters are your number one area of bacteria, so to speak. A lot of your good bacteria lives in your filters. A lot of people mistake it for, it's in the water, and it's not. It's on the aquarium surface, like the glass. It's in your substrate, like rock, plants, and the filters, of course. And anytime, fish produce ammonia through their gills and through waste products, and ammonia itself is very harmful for fish. So your good bacteria will break that down into nitrite and then into nitrate, and it becomes less harmful for the fish. And in a cycled aquarium, you would want ammonia, nitrate, and nitrite to be 0. And that's what the bacteria does. That's its job. And it also saves you from doing water changes so much. You still have to do them, but not nearly as much as you would if you didn't have filters. One thing that I tell people is when you're going to buy an aquarium, you need to put most of your money into your filter. That is one of the things you should be prepared to spend money on, because that's the livelihood of your aquarium. And with the good thing about the Aqua Clears is they're not that expensive. Canister filters are, and I'm just not happy with canister filters. I don't like that I have to spend more time on them than I do the Aqua Clears. Being a nurse, my back is my livelihood. Being able to move patients and help them in any way I can, you really have to save your back. And with that canister filter, picking it up and cleaning it, it's like 50 pounds when it has water in it, and it's just really annoying to clean. And I wouldn't buy another one, honestly. The Aqua Clears are the best way to go. The Aqua Clear 70s are, I think, $50, somewhere around that, and they just do a better job to me. And a lot of people don't like hanging filters because they don't have a lot of filter media room, and that's not the case with these. They have a ton of space. I can fit pretty much everything that's in my canister filter in it. I mean, it's amazing, and that's what I like about it. With filters, you want to try 10 times the amount that you have of water that you have. So 600 gallons works perfectly for my 60 gallons. These guys would be probably 300 gallons. I don't know, honestly, how many gallons that those Whispers circulate, because they were, like I said, they were given to me, so it works well enough. Like I said, I'm a goldfish keeper. I'm not a big Tetra keeper. I mean, that's all I've got in that aquarium, and it was a rescue, and I just felt sorry for them. So that's why they're here. I don't spend a lot of time on them. Tetras don't even need a lot, really. I mean, when you compare them to my fancy goldfish, I can go probably 2 weeks without a water change and they're fine. I can't do that on the fancy goldies. That will not turn out well. But these guys are pretty, they're pretty cool by themselves, and they're fine. If I was ever going to upgrade the tank, I probably would get an Aqua Clear 70 for that one as well. I'm not, like I said, I'm not really worried about it. It does fine the way it is. But, got off subject. Anyway, so with filters, you really need to put money into that. That's very, very important. And if you're really thinking about going the canister route, I'm not going to tell you not to go buy one. If you really, are interested in them and you think that's the best way to go, then go for it. Just be prepared to do more work than you would with, the Aqua Clears or any hanging filter for that matter. They're just, I guess if you had one aquarium, that's fine. But because I have more than one, I currently have 4, and hopefully soon I will have 6. I just don't have time to clean and fool with that as much as I want to, or rather, I need to. It does a fine job, I guess, but it's just more work for the fish keeper than it should be, in my opinion. So I guess I should tell you what's in the filter itself. My Aqua Clears, the bottom has the foam in it, which traps, small debris or uneaten food or anything like that. That's the first thing that the water goes through. And then in one of them, I have a carbon filter in. Some people don't like carbon. They say it's too expensive to keep or whatever, but I do keep a carbon filter in one of them. I don't keep them in both of them, but there is one of them, and it you know, it helps impurities in the water and whatnot, and it keeps your water clean as well. The next I have is cycled media from the first aquarium that I have, the other 60-gallon. I have cycled media in that one just because I was cycling the tank, and it helps drastically when you have cycled media. It just goes a lot faster. And then above that, I have the Biomax that comes with the filters. They're pretty awesome. They look like little rock things. Bacteria grows on those very well. They're really nice to have. And in the other one, it's the same, except there's no carbon filter. So they do very well. I've never had any issues with them. And the one thing that you need to remember when you're buying a filter is companies expect you to buy a filter for small fish, like, you know, the tetras or whatever. Goldfish are extremely messy, and, you know, you really need extra filtration for them. Like, one of the Aqua Clears, it's for 40 to 70 gallon aquariums, and you could get one of those and say, that's all I need. I have a 60-gallon aquarium, and that's fine. You probably could get away with it if you had smaller fish, but with goldfish, I recommend having two. If not in a 60-gallon, then, you know, if you have a 60-gallon, then get a 110 or whatever. They just work better when you have another one to pick up the slack, and it just your water just looks better. And since using these guys on full blast, my cycling has gone very well. I'm almost done. I'm not doing water changes every day right now. I'm doing them every other day. And the only thing I think I have showing right now is my ammonia is 0.25. Everything else is 0. So I'm close. I'm very, very close. I did have nitrate and nitrite spikes at one time, but they have gone down as well. I think the ammonia is probably just my tap water. I had that issue before, and using Prime is the best alternative because it protects the fish against that. So I guess that's all I have for filtration. I hope it helped you in some way. My next video will be about how to cycle a tank with fish. I've had a lot of questions about that, how I did the tank that I'm doing right now. If it's difficult, or you know, just how I did it in general. So that will be my next video, and hopefully I will have that up very soon. So thanks for watching.